This should be a good amount of time. All right. Discussion time. Everybody gather around, pull up a chair. We're going to talk. So, this video, I am going to discuss the two Five Nights at Freddy's movies, and I'm also going to discuss what needs to happen to make the third one the best. So, I'm going to show these off right off the bat. This is the first movie on Blu-ray, and I got this today on 4K. It's the 4K Steelbook, which looks absolutely gorgeous. So, I'm just going to start off by saying these movies got mixed reviews, if you don't know already. These movies are loved by many, and that's the FNAF fan base. So, and I'm going to discuss many things that I believe should be changed in the next film. So, starting things off, I want my drink. Pepsi. Personally, I don't know which one I like better, Pepsi or Coca-Cola. I do like them both. My friend loves Pepsi. He loves Pepsi. I mean, Pepsi's good. I like Pepsi. I mean, there's a lot of things about Pepsi that I like. Um, but the way I look at it is that there's nothing better than just a ice cold Coca-Cola straight from a can. No, more. It's much better usually from the bottles, in my opinion. When you get the Coca-Cola bottles from the stores, or if somebody has them in a cooler or something like that, and you get them ice cold. Ooh, I love that flavor. Love that flavor. That's great. And if you want to make a meme, that's great. That's great. That's great. Oh, that is great. Whatever, do what you want. All right. So, enough of me fooling around about Pepsi. So, Five Nights at Freddy's. I like them both. I like both of the movies. I like the games too. I like both. I really do. I think they're both got some moments in them where it's just like it's genuinely solid video game adaptation. But then there's problems, especially on how the first movie should be called Five Nights at Sleepy's, because that's basically what it is. And Five Nights at Freddy's 2, though, is a huge improvement over the first one for many reasons. One of the reasons is that they try to be scarier, and they try to add more of the lore into it. But the thing is, though, the lore already is just so convoluted that it's just how are you even gonna make sense of it? Like, how are you gonna make it so that people understand it? Even the gamers who are aware of the lore from the games goes to see it and they're like, didn't Charlotte die after the bite of 83, not in 1982? And didn't she die outside the restaurant, not in it during the day? That's one example. That's one example. Because after all, a lot of people are going to be pointing out errors in this movie. There's going to be a lot of errors pointed out. Like, there already has been a lot of criticisms of both of them. The second one having a ridiculously low rating, while the first movie has like a 30 something on Rotten Tomatoes. The second one has like a under a 20. So, and I try to straighten out my hair. I don't know what my fucking brush is at the moment. I try to straighten out my hair because I like it where I can actually see my forehead rather than looking like a freaking, what's that Muppet? The Muppet that has the hair in front of the face. Really, um, forgot the fucking name. Otherwise, that's what I would look like. Um, but with Five Nights at Freddy's 2, with that movie, they try a lot of things. They try a lot of things to like up it from the last movie. Like the first movie, just gonna say straight up, it's not scary. Like if there was a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 1. The second movie is like going from a 1 to a 2. Like the second movie tries some new things, but at the same time, it's not it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. Um, so I mean, but there is like one or two scenes where I was like, okay, that has that has some things, some element to it. Like there's some things to think about that. Like for an example, the opening scene of FNAF 2 is infinitely better than the first one's opening scene, and I mean that. Like the first one's opening scene, okay, it's the night guard getting attacked and stuff like that. But the thing is, you never really see him. And then with the second movie, you see the attacker, and they leave it so it's just ominous, and then gets eerie, and then it gets like genuinely unsettling, and but then it doesn't come off as scary. So, but I will say though, the opening scene was just it was so fucking loud in the theaters, crazy loud. Honestly, I saw it in a regular theater. I went on the opening night event with the fans. I went to see it in a packed theater, sitting in an AMC. Got a big ass poster. If you know, saw my movie review, fucking poster's huge. Can't even put it up on my wall unless I move stuff around. Literally, it's that fucking huge. Um, but yeah, saw the movie in the theaters, and I thought it was a good movie. I liked it. I mean, the thing is, with the third movie on the way, though, we don't know when. They're expecting 2027, so maybe next year at some point. But if so, the first movie came out on October 27th, 2023. Don't ask me how I know that. If you want an answer, just ask the FNAF fan base, because literally everybody there will remember the release date, probably. FNAF 2 came on December 5th, 2025. So I'm gonna assume somewhere around there, possibly like a similar release day, and maybe we might hit like right in the middle and come out in November of 2027. Maybe. I do think they should go with what they did with the first movie and make it like near Halloween rather than having it so it's near Christmas time, because that does not really make too much sense to put it out around Christmas time. Um, but the second one being a theater exclusive movie rather than the first one being like simultaneously in theaters while it was on Peacock. So the second movie was exclusively in theaters and did pretty well, but it didn't do as well as the first movie. And the reason why probably is the idea like people like the first movie more at times because of the fact that just the idea of having a FNAF movie. That's the reason why everybody went to see it, probably. And with FNAF 2, seeing that movie, it's a huge game changer for fans compared to the first movie. And yeah. But the third movie, okay. So talk more about the third movie. One of the biggest things that I think should be added, like go up a few notches, is the horror. Like, of course, I'm just gonna say that straight up. Like everybody knows that part. The horror elements need to be raised. They need to be raised big time. Like the third movie, going by the lore, the only animatronic that's supposed to be in the third movie technically is Springtrap, because all the other animatronics in the third FNAF game are hallucinations. So, and I hope that they're able to make more sense of the lore while doing the third movie. Like maybe they're gonna probably have to move the date, like the years or something like that. The bite of 79 or something like that. The bite of 81, something. They're probably gonna move it around. I think they're gonna move it around because of the fact that like the way that they did it with the whole entire thing, Charlotte dying in 1982, just that in general is the thing that kind of like muddles it up. And I don't really understand why they had to do 1982. They should have just done 1983. I mean, people would probably be thinking that it would it would be setting up the third, setting up the whole entire thing at Fredbear's Family Diner. But that's another thing. 1983, it was Fredbear's Family Diner. So are they gonna be doing like the Bite of '73? That's they might change it to something like that, like the Bite of '73 or something like that. Because honestly, trying to make sense of it, they're gonna have to change the years because of the fact that they made it so it was the. How are they even gonna do that? How are they gonna involve Fredbear and all that? Like, how are they going to involve that? Because they said that the other place was the original location, and then this was that location. What about Fredbear's Family Diner? Like they completely skipped over that. Like they calling it the original location. Maybe there's gonna be like a cliche in the third movie where it's like you thought that was the original place, but it's not. The original place got torn down. Probably that's probably gonna be the case. But with Fazbear Frights getting involved in the third one, just like in the game, they are going to be involving the hallucination shit, probably the Phantom animatronics and Springtrap, and from early reports, I think it was Matthew Lillard that said this. Somebody said this where they said, I'm pretty sure, I'm almost 100% positive it was Matthew Lillard that said this. He said the third movie is like Luke versus Vader, that kind of thing, that kind of third film. So if that's the case, then does that mean he's going to be doing a Michael Afton versus William Afton kind of thing? Like is Springtrap gonna come after Michael Afton or something like that? I feel like that might be the case in the third movie. I hope so because honestly, but they should have just saved the reveal for the third movie. That's another thing. I had a big problem with that when I was watching the second movie. I don't think I said that in the movie review. I might have said something similar, but I never said that I think that they should have kept it in the third movie. I think they should have actually revealed it in the third movie rather than throwing it in at the very, very end of the second. And also, like Michael Afton being barely there, and then all of a sudden, like him showing up at the end, being like, "Ah ha ha, I'm behind it all." But otherwise, the third movie, the horror elements definitely need to be switched. They definitely need to be raised. The lore, they need to make it make it a lot more followable. If that is the right word, or if that is even a real word, I sounds like it's a made up word. What I just said, but make it easier to follow. Just make the lore easier to follow. They're probably gonna have to change up years now because of the fact that they did that. I mean, Scott Cawthon Scott Cawthon was the writer of the second movie, and he's even messed with his own lore. Guy's off his rocker. Oh my god, that was like I don't even think we can make sense of it anymore. But otherwise, horror elements, lore, need to get that up. Also, it would be nice if they added a little bit more violence into it. Make it so, like, honestly, they're gonna have to do something about the fact that William Afton's a walking corpse. And he, like, in the game, he's literally, like, you can see his rotting corpse right through the suit. So that's gonna be interesting for a PG-13 movie if they go that route. They should just go R-rated. That's something that I would love for them to do. They're intending for it to be a PG-13 series though, so but I think they should have went R-rated on the third one. Straight up. Because the violence definitely needs to be lifted. But otherwise, that's all I have to do. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell. You know,